Hey guys, my name is Kelsey Wiebe. I am a holistic life coach and I specialize in helping women to heal their relationship with food and themselves so that they can show up confident and fully present in a life and in a body that they love. Now, I wasn't always doing this, just a little bit of background on me. I have been working as a personal trainer in a gym setting for well over 10 years. But a little over a year and a half ago, I finally had to confront some of my demons. Exercise was never the problem. I always loved working out, but I really struggled when it came to food. And I just thought it was normal the way that I was struggling with food, right? I was trying every diet out there, whether it was like Whole30 or paleo, or I was gonna try keto, or it was intermittent fasting, or whatever it was. I was always trying to eat really, really clean and follow all these food rules that I had for myself. And I would do well maybe for most of the week or at least most of the day, and then the end of the evening would come, or the weekend, or something stressful would happen, and I would just lose all control. I felt like the more I tried to control my eating, the more out of control I felt. And it really became a very big problem coming around November, December 2019, and I was struggling again with bulimia. And I felt like a complete hypocrite. Here I was, a personal trainer, trying to teach other people how to be healthy and live a healthy lifestyle. And while on the outside I may have looked healthy, on the inside I was struggling so badly. It was all I could think about was food and my weight and how clothes fit. I was constantly checking myself in the mirror. I was constantly weighing myself, and I was constantly struggling with binge eating and bulimia, or excessively over exercising to compensate for overeating or whatever else. It took up my entire life and all of my headspace. And finally in December 2019, I reached out for help. And I asked my friend, who's a registered dietitian, what do I do? I can't deal with this. Like, do I need to go to a therapist again? Like, what do I need to do? And she showed me the intuitive eating principles and introduced me to intuitive eating. And it was amazing, life-changing. It totally helped me with my food. I still had some trouble. There were still some things that I needed to work through, because that was really scary to go from having all of these food rules to having none, to having unconditional permission with food and still trying to figure out how to eat right. And then I dived into habit formation and neuroplasticity, the psychology of our behavior. Once I got all of this together and was able to really experience true, what I call food freedom, where I'm able to just feel like a normal eater. Food is not at the top of mind at all. I do tend to naturally go for more nutrient dense options because that's what I make sure is in my environment. But I'm able to go out to social events, I'm able to be with my friends, I'm able to go on vacation and like eat the traditional foods. I'm able to eat whatever I want and not feel like a failure, not beat myself up, not feel like I need to over restrict the next day or over exercise the next day, or again I'm no longer binge eating. And if you're no longer binge eating, then you're not feeling that need to compensate, whether that be with purging or excessive exercise, right? And to recognize that all of it was habits. All of it comes down to habits, not just our habits with food and the way we eat, but our habits with our thoughts, the way we think about food, the way we think about ourselves and identify ourselves and talk about ourselves, and all of it because of neuroplasticity. Now I know that we have this incredible ability to rewire our brain. And that's what my program does. That's what we focus on. We focus on rewiring our brain first in a mindset, right? First in how we are identifying with ourselves, because no matter what, if you don't deal with that, you will always be stuck with self-sabotage. You'll start to make progress, but then you'll end up going right back to where you were because you haven't reset your thermostat, right? And it's also really important, really important for us to recognize that if you are having a problem with food or with your body image or your weight, I promise you, it is a symptom. It is a symptom to something greater. And a lot of times we turn and we nitpick at different parts of our body or our outside because it's easier, because we feel like we can control it, rather than actually dealing with what's really going on, what some of those deeper issues may be. And so that's what we work on. In the first phase of my one-on-one program, we work on your mindset. We work on how we're identifying ourselves. We work on the underneath the surface, those limiting beliefs, those conditionings, those things as far as like, what did we see mom and dad do? What was their relationship with food like? What did they teach us as we were children to think about food and our weight and our worth and all of that? So we work on that first, and then we really start focusing on food. And really, like I said, kind of then starting to incorporate those intuitive eating principles as far as letting go of the all or nothing diet mentality and instead focusing on checking in and reconnecting to your internal cues, to your body and what your body really wants and needs from you. And coming rather than from a place of punishment and hate and self-loathing, coming from a place of acceptance and respect and appreciation for your beautiful body. Because if we're coming from a place of self-loathing, why would you take care of that? So we first, again, have to focus on how we're thinking and talking about ourselves. Then we focus on food, but then also we deep dive a little bit into how to optimize your environment, right? Because that's how habits are made. So many things we do are on autopilot, and a lot of it has to do with our environment, not just our physical environment, right? And that's where we'll talk about meal planning, talk about how to make sure that you've got the hunger crusher combination so that you can always leave your meals feeling warm belly satisfied and not thinking about food for the next 3 to 4 hours. But we'll also be talking a little bit about your social environment, like who are the friends that you're surrounded by? What are your boundaries? What is your intimate relationship like? What are those friends? Are they supportive of your goals? Are they helping you move forward, or are they possibly holding you back? We'll talk about all of those things, and then we just work to refine those one little bit at a time, recognizing that everything is a habit. Instead of trying to change everything all at once, which are so many diets and so many workout plans, they're trying to like go from 0 to 60 all at once. We're going to take it slow and controlled, but based on where you're at. That's why the one-on-one program is so important, because everyone's different and we get to meet you wherever you are at. So how the one-on-one program works, it's a 12-week program. You get 12 one-on-one calls with me and one onboarding call at the beginning. And we just have a chance to kind of talk whatever it is that's going on with your life, whatever struggles that you're dealing with. Obviously, a lot of times it does have to deal with food and with exercise or your weight, but more often than not too, we talk a lot about your relationships, whether that be with your friends or with your spouse or with your kids or your spiritual growth. It's completely personalized to you. You also get an email recap of exactly what we talked about. What were your wins from that week? And here is your personalized step-by-step action plan that I want you to implement this week. And then we'll check in again next week to make sure that you were able to actually do that. But the best part that I really love about the one-on-one program is you have Voxer support. So if you don't know what Voxer is, it is basically like a walkie-talkie, and this was the best part, like compared to counseling sessions, and you would have a really great session, and then all of a sudden something would happen maybe 2 days later, and you're like, okay, great, I guess I'll just hold on to this and remember it for our next session, right? But the beautiful thing about Voxer and this one-on-one coaching program is that when those things come up, when you have questions, whether it be about meal planning or about like you're having some issues, those limiting beliefs, you find yourself self-sabotaging, you're stressed, you're emotional eating, you're reaching for food again and you don't know why, right in that moment, right when it's happening, you can Voxer me. You can either type it out or you can speak it out to me, and you know that someone is there who is listening, who's going to support you and help hold you accountable through that time. So that's the main meat of the one-on-one program, but then there's also some amazing bonuses. So the first big bonus is obviously my course. So I've got an online course called Rediscover Your Relationship with Cake, and there are 8 modules. So the best part is, even though it's a 12-week program, there's 8 modules. So if you ever find yourself in a week where you're feeling super busy, you're unable to look at all the assignments or do all the assignments that week, it's okay. We can take it on your schedule. On top of that, I also give out memberships to 8 App Premium. 8 App is something that I have used for over a year, almost a year and a half now, every single day to help me stay mindful and conscious about my food choices and about my eating habits. So it allows me to, overall see my daily recap. Am I having enough color? Am I eating enough green throughout my day, right? I also get to track my water, my activity level, and really just stay conscious of how long I'm going between meals, how long my meals are taking, why am I eating, like am I hungry, bored, sad, all of those things. And also to really focus on like, where am I eating? Who am I eating with? What kind of environment am I creating for my meal experiences? So you get a membership to that. Again, it's just a bonus. On top of that, the last bonus is I think community is vital, 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 vital. I know a lot of times, like for me, I genuinely thought like I was the only one struggling with binge eating and struggling with this thing with food, that like always thinking about food. And it turns out not at all. Like there's tons of us out there. This is actually a pretty common problem. And so it really feels good to know that you're not alone. You're not isolated. You're not broken. You're not weird. It's fine. We're all just working through this together. And so I've got this beautiful group of women, the We Be Warriors. We have 2 group coaching calls a week now, where we come together, we talk about our wins, we talk about our ahas from that week's assignment, we talk about our intentions for the week and support each other, help hold each other accountable. And it just really, to have that sense of belonging and know that you're not alone in this is huge. So that is the program in a nutshell. But just know that if it's the one-on-one program, more than anything, it is about you. It is about your journey. It is about the things that we kind of need to work through. And I promise you, food and body image are just the symptoms. And so if you'd end up joining me, if you've got any questions, please let me know. I'm more than willing to talk about this program. I couldn't be more proud of the beautiful women that I've had go through this program already, and their ability to, after years of binge eating or emotional eating or purging, to be able to like overcome it, to stop it, to really make peace with food. And more than anything, as I've heard from almost all of my clients, to have peace with themselves and just in life, to not feel so reactive, to not feel so extreme, to not feel so anxious, to really just feel at peace and present in their lives. And that's what I want for you. I really, like, it is absolutely possible to break free from this dieting cycle and not feeling good in your body, and to actually be present and confident and really love who you are in your own skin. So feel free to reach out if you've got any questions. I'll play some testimonials after this. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing day.